Holmgren faked the three, drives it, dishes to Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll spin to the lane, double clutch Glasser. No. Rebound Jalen Duren. Killian from in front. It's around and off. Holmgren to Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander powers his way inside. Couldn't.
That takes a second or two to get used to right there.
They've got to go to plan B. What is plan B? Holmgren misses the free throw. Gilgeous-Alexander with a rebound. He will fire and fill it. A triple for Gilgeous-Alexander. Timeout, says Monty Williams.
Good way to come out of the timeout if you're the Pistons. And now let's see if you can get a little stop here.
Gilgeous-Alexander hooks and hits.
He has a lot of moves.
Won't go. Gilgeous-Alexander to forecourt. He and the Thunder, 7-point lead. Just under 5 to play in the first. Keeps that dribble, but he palmed the basketball, says Scott Foster.
I mean, that came really late. Kate was in the layup line and just shy of being introduced as a starter, George, when that decision was made.
John Bogey gets a 3, fighting his way inside to stay in front of him. Clock at 3. Shot from the top drops. Kenrich Williams in the post. Gilgeous-Alexander on the wing. Double teamed on the baseline, doesn't matter. Shot rattles home.
That's where he shows his strength. Why
against Isaiah Joe. Mike Muscala as Kenrich Williams against him. Asar Thompson to the lane. Spins and fires. It's wide. Pistons 49, OKC 48. Gilgeous-Alexander is back and buries one from the paint. On the right, Niele Ivey. That's the grandmother and mother of Jaden. I think Javen's over there too. For Jaden Ivey, we have 3.5 to play in the half. The Pistons are up 2. Gilgeous-Alexander comes through and scores off the window.
Lions finished their year 8-2 last year. Didn't make the playoffs, but they took that momentum and parlayed it into what we see now.
Second free throw in. The first was perfect. He has 13. Pistons by 4. Gilgeous-Alexander double clutch to the basket. What a play. Gilgeous-Alexander to the basket for a score. Gilgeous-Alexander in the lane. Holmgren drives it. Up faking a shot. Sticks it. He's got nice. Jalen Williams with penetration. Gilgeous-Alexander gives it back to Jalen Williams for the jumper. Yes. And that's a triple.
He's being
waves those
time.
3 fingers at the crowd. That's the head of the snake, as you know, for OKC. Up fake at the elbow. Oh, goodness. Shots good off the glass. And he has drawn a foul. Gilgeous-Alexander to forecourt. Gilgeous-Alexander fires from the paint, fills it. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss. 83-72. Here's a swipe, though, by Gilgeous-Alexander. Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey down there with him, and he somehow scores after a miss.
You've been taking really good care of the ball. Don't let it all fall apart in a spurt. Let these guys get back into it.
With a 9-point lead, Gilgeous-Alexander somehow got to the basket.
Good timeout.
The basketball, 5.5 left in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander to the basket, missed on this scoop. Ball battered around, saved by Jalen Duren. That he strained a couple of weeks ago, not playing today. Gilgeous-Alexander turns inside, bumped Jaden Ivey, and scored. He now has,
from all the way over here,
by the looks of it, on the ball. They brought the ball to Trust Row. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. but right there to tap it in. Alexander with an up fake. Gets it back from the big Jalen Williams. And a screen. Gilgeous-Alexander with a jumper. No. Deontay Johnson with a rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander fakes for three, drives it, gets to the rim and lays it in. How many times do you say?
That ball, when it moves, the opportunities and the space necessary increases.
9 in the third for Jaden Ivey. Monte Morris with a steal.